Hey people, it is Saturday, January the 18th. The time is 3:49 in the afternoon, and it's about 1 degree Celsius right now. Feeling a bit colder with the wind chill, but for the time being, it's still mild in the city. We're basically leading up to the last mild hours before the oncoming cold front will sweep over the city and much of North America, for that matter. A big chunk of Canada and the US will come under the influence of a polar vortex and plunge vast areas into far below normal temperatures for this time of year. Although, if you're in Toronto at this time of year, you're expecting cold temperatures, obviously, but we're talking about double-digit high temperatures for a couple of days, which is far, far below normal for a Toronto winter, at least. So I thought I'd come out and take advantage of this remaining milder weather. We had some rain earlier today, which melted away a lot of the remaining snow that was on the ground. But I think this will all turn to solid ice by tomorrow when that cold front moves in. So if you're wondering where I am, I'm on the University of Toronto campus, in the Victoria University side of the campus. That's the eastern side. And the Bloor-Yorkville neighborhood is also nearby. And I'm actually making my way over to Bay Street to the Indigo Bookstore. It's a large flagship store for the Indigo chain. It might be the biggest location in the city as far as Indigo bookstores go. I'm not too sure about that. It's the biggest location downtown for sure. So I'm going to go to the bookstore and browse around for a bit. But after that, I'll continue the walk. So I'll just take us to the store. And I'll pause the video as I head inside, and then I'll resume as I'm heading back out to continue the walk. Because I think after my visit to the bookstore, I want to go to Burrito Boys, the Dundas location near Dundas Square, which is close to where I live. So this will be a books and burritos walk, I guess. And I'll take that burrito home and get all cozy for the rest of the day. So we're currently walking along St. Mary Street. Coming into the Bloor-Yorkville area and heading out of the University of Toronto. I was hoping this mild weather and rain would last just long enough to actually melt away pretty much all of the remaining snow before the deep freeze sets in, just to avoid all the icy conditions that are sure to follow. So here we are at Bay Street. But right now it's not raining or snowing. It was snowing lightly a bit earlier. And before that, it was rain for most of the day. As you look down Bay Street, we might walk along Bay Street later on after I leave the bookstore. What's this guy doing? He's moving into the crosswalk for some unknown reason. Not surprising sometimes when you see certain types of vehicles, how they behave. Sometimes stereotypes exist for a reason. Although the music he's playing is not what you would expect. Alright, so now it's just a quick walk up, less than a block to the bookstore, at the corner of Bay and Charles. I used to spend a lot more time browsing around in bookstores back in the day. I don't do it nearly as much anymore. And another car acting like an asshole. I'm trying to get back to some of the old things I used to do and find so enjoyable. So here's the Manulife Center complex. It's like a small shopping mall connected to a tall residential building and an office building. Entrance into the mall. I've done some walks through that mall if you're interested. We're just going to stick to the bookstore for this video. And there it is right there, the big Indigo. This one seems to be bigger than the Eaton Center location as far as I can tell, anyway. And there's also a location at the Well, which is another shopping center. And a few other smaller locations. So there we go. Around. So let's head inside. So I'm going to pause the video. But I'll resume as I head back out again. So I'll be back in a flash. Alright, let's head back out. I browsed around, spent enough time to almost read an entire book, I think, without actually buying anything though. But it was nice to spend some time looking around at books. I've worked in a couple of bookstores in the past. I feel quite comfortable in this environment. And back out onto Bay Street. So we got Bloor Street up that way. So let's start making our way towards the Burrito Boys. I'm feeling like I could handle a nice bean and cheese burrito by the time I get home. Not super duper hungry, but just hungry enough, I think. Charles. Alright, actually let's take Charles over here and maybe I'll walk down St. Nicholas Street, I think it's called. It still feels mild. I don't think the polar vortex has descended on us yet. Just as I say that, a pretty cold gust of wind blows through. Let me center my camera. All right, now here's St. Nicholas Street. Just never know which way some of these drivers are trying to go. Whoa, this sidewalk is slippery. Those icy conditions with the rain we had earlier. Some of the wet sidewalks have sort of turned into a slippery, icy sort of situation. So definitely gotta be a bit careful now. This is just a nice, quieter sort of street in between the two busy streets of Bay and Yonge. I think I will make my way over to Yonge at some point. Elm Cottage, Ivy Cottage, Ash Cottage. Each one of these row houses has its own little name here. Maple Cottage, Rose Cottage, Hazel Cottage. This one is Spruce College and Birch College. And Beach Cottage. All right, let's maybe head over to Yonge Street. I'll just take us through this little bit of Strally here, past Irwin Avenue. That's what I call something that looks like it's both a street and an alley simultaneously. It sort of gets treated that way too. Whoa, really slippery here too. I have no doubt that we're going to have some people slipping and falling today as the day goes on. All right, let's get back over to Yonge Street. Awesome old townhouses.
She got me into it.
And so much for the peace and quiet. Nothing to see here, just a little tractor type thing driving down Yonge Street. Hopefully I don't get stuck walking alongside it for the entire time I'm walking down Yonge. I don't know if that's a snow plow waiting for some snow. I'll go to the other side. Wellesley Street. Yeah, pretty hopping on Yonge Street today. I noticed earlier when I walked through Yonge and Dundas, it was pretty jam-packed there too. I was thinking maybe today's the day where everyone decides to go out and do whatever they gotta do before the deep freeze sets in. Get ready to hibernate for a couple of days maybe. See if any new places have opened up here yet. I know Firehouse Subs opened recently. That place is still not open. Looks like Japa Dog still hasn't opened either. I wonder what the holdup is with that. It's been far too long, I think. I know my memory card is getting close to being full. Hopefully I can make it all the way to Burrito Boys before I run out of space.
Yeah.
It's a new take on facadism there. Just sort of a depiction of the former building on a giant pane of glass. It looks kind of neat though. Try and pick up the pace here, approaching Yonge and Carlton. When I'm recording these walks, I like to sort of pan around every now and again. It tends to slow me down a bit. Instead of just a straight speed walk in one direction without stopping or looking around at any point, which I think is a bit less interesting. You know, you gotta see what's all around you. There's a look down Carlton Street. And College going the other way. That's College Park right there. I wonder what will move in here now that 7-Eleven has vacated this space. I'm almost certain that 7-Eleven closed down due to theft. Just out of control theft. The same thing happened to another 7-Eleven further down Yonge Street, closer to Dundas. You know, something is wrong somewhere when convenience stores such as that basically are shoplifted to death.
If you want.
I think we're going to be cutting it close by the time I get down near the Burrito Boys. There's College Park, the park itself. Look at the aura. That's where the Shops at Aura is located, the bizarre dead mall that I did a video of on Christmas Eve. We're at Yonge and Gerard.
That's cheap though.
So maybe I will get off of Yonge Street and I'll take a shortcut to the TMU campus. Might shave a minute or two off the walk, maybe.
Was she working still? No, she actually did. She retired like a year before her husband died. Okay. And because of she works like
It doesn't really let me know how much time is left on the memory card. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just pause the video and check that out. And then I will resume with a better idea of how much time I have left. So I'll be back in a flash. And you might have noticed it's quite a bit darker now. It turns out that when I checked to see how much time I had left on my memory card, it was literally about a minute. So I was fairly close to home, so I just basically ran home, deleted some content and uploaded it to my computer, and then came back to the same spot to continue the walk. Of course, at this time of day, though, it gets darker by the minute, so it wouldn't have been noticeable if I was out recording earlier. Unfortunately, it happened to be coinciding with sunset. But I freed up space on my memory card. It just came in handy that I live so close by, although not close enough to do it so quickly to still catch the remaining daylight. But my plan is to still stop at Burrito Boys before I head home for good. Just had an unplanned visit to my apartment. So we're walking south through the TMU campus. And now I have plenty of space on the memory card, so I don't have to rush as much. It's a bit of an unusual video, I guess, compared to most. Alright, so here we are in the heart of the campus. There's Yonge Street over there. This is where Victoria Street begins. The Devonian Pond right there. Various campus buildings. Doesn't seem to be anyone skating right now, but I do see some people putting on their skates. And it's just about a couple of more minutes to the Burrito Boys, so just bad timing. Just hadn't gotten around to uploading some of the walks that I have saved on this memory card. sort of trying to get in as many walks as I can before the polar vortex descends on the city. Although I will most likely head out once or twice during that though, either in a live stream or a pre-recorded video or both. But if I can avoid most of that, I will. I think it's only supposed to last for 2 or 3 days with the really cold temperatures. Alright, now here we are approaching Dundas. Young Dundas Square right there. Here's the famous Imperial Pub. There was a proposal to demolish this and the rest of the block, including the Burrito Boys, for a new residential tower. That was several years back. Nothing has really moved forward much on that proposal. And I've noticed they've even taken down the signs. So I'm not sure what the current status of that proposal is. Maybe my neighborhood Burrito Boys will be around a bit longer than I thought. Here it is right here. So we made it with a bit of a unusual circumstance in this walk. Wasn't supposed to be dark at the end of the video, but it's just the way things worked out, I guess. But I still will count this as one walk from books to burritos. We started at the U of T campus, made our way into Bloor, Yorkville, where I went into the Indigo store, and then continued on down Bay Street, a bit of St. Nicholas Street, a bit of Yonge Street, and through the TMU campus here to my favorite of all the Toronto burrito chains. This is a local chain with the best value, in my opinion, for how much burrito you get per buck. So leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the walk, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and also make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store, or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under K Continuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue. It's burrito time.